Dai.
Hi, Jane, and hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 13 of Gardening 2022. What year is it, Jane?
2022.
Yeah, and we are gardening. Are you excited to do some gardening today, Jane?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun. The tomatoes are growing like weeds. The weeds are growing like weeds. The corn is growing like weeds. One of the corn fell down. The cucumbers have gone crazy. I don't know what else is up with everything else. I've been eating lettuce all week from the garden and big giant cucumbers and the radishes still, and it's all been very delicious. So let's go take a look. Do you want to go look at the garden, Jane?
Yeah.
Yay!
Ooh, look at those blueberries.
You want to eat that?
Look at this.
Yeah, eat it. It's yummy.
Yum.
Yeah. The blueberry's doing well. It's very big. Gonna need to pot this up soon. Into the ground. Geez, maybe this week. Yeah, that's exciting. Grapes. This grape is doing wonderful. Some of the outside grapes have been bouncing back, which is really nice. This grape's been getting eaten. Look at this. This is crazy. I don't know what. I gotta look that up. I've never even seen that before. That's new. That grape's doing well. The potatoes are doing great. There are 2 or 3 in there I didn't pot up, so that's a big part of today, is to get those final potatoes potted up. That soil that's where the Napa cabbage and the spinach was. They were all done. This is our lettuce bed, still going gangbusters, eating lettuce out of this every day. Me and my mother-in-law, we're just both eating tons of lettuce out of it. It just keeps giving. It's the best. I'm very into my lettuce bed. It's been 95 degrees. Today it's only 80, which is nice, but 95 degrees. We've been basically alternating between crazy rain and intense heat sun, and it's just been making everything go gangbusters. But the lettuce has survived and it's not bolting yet. So that's cool. Here's the strawberries. Filling up this bed quite nicely. My wife and mother-in-law do occasionally find a strawberry in here. But mostly it's all hat, no cattle. But I don't know. I'm excited. They're doing so well.
There's a flower.
Yeah, there's some flowers in there, definitely. Let's see, what else we got? Raspberries never went anywhere. We know about that. That pot is a failure. Apple tree, doing well. Other trees, doing well. Might have to pot them up. That one is not draining well, even though it's got a tray. I'm gonna have to dump that today. Man, I don't know. There's like 10 holes on the bottom of these pots and holes on the side. You can see them right there. There's holes on the side of that pot too, but still not draining well enough. So they're gonna come out of those pots soon, I think. We got roses, right, Jane? Look at that.
Look at that pink rose.
Yeah, they're very pretty. I'm very happy about my roses. I should be cutting them off, but I just let them bloom in here, act as pollinators, and I just let that bush go crazy. It's been really fun. I don't have any idea how to maintain a rose bush. I will do some Googling on that. All right, what else we got? Yeah, the trees. They're doing good. The trees! It's in the trees! That was a Kate Bush reference, but it was not from running up that hill. Does anybody know any Kate Bush besides running up that hill? We'll see. Here's the herb garden. That parsley bounced back quite nicely, as did the sage that I cut back last week. Rosemary's good. Thyme is good. I cut back that stevia because it was just too much. Looks like the lavender is no longer flowering. That's sad. Oregano is huge, and that's awesome. Very happy with all of that. I've not done anything with those pots. I used to have the broccoli. I ate it this week. It was delicious. I'm very excited for more broccoli in the fall. The tomatoes. So you'll recall I trimmed these to single vines and put them on their cables just last week. And they're already going crazy again. Look at this. This is the last tomato hook. It was probably to here. It grew all that this week. This one, last tomato hook is down here. It grew all of that this week. So these things are growing like a foot a week. It's out of control. I really did not expect them to do this well, but I'm psyched. There's a ton of green tomatoes on these tomato plants. Look at that, look at that. Just big batches, and squirrels aren't getting to them. And this one is one of my indeterminates. Running out of room for it, but also tons of little tomatoes on it. I'm gonna have to get in there and get all these repruned to single vines, strung up, maybe even do a drop on the tomato hooks there to get these going, but all going very well. Catnip, doing great, doing great. What else we got, Jane? Let's go over here.
Let's go to the bed.
Oh, there's a giant weed. The weeds are crazy, I gotta tell you. I didn't have weed problems this bad either of the last 2 years. Any of the last few years. Watermelon just took off once I cleared out some space for it amongst all these tomato plants. Look at all those tomatoes. So that's going great now. It's all vine still. I don't see any small watermelon yet, but that's fine. You can just sit there and they can grow. Basil garden, doing fantastic. Look at those pollinators, just bees going to town on it. I'm not eating as much basil this year as last year because I'm eating fresh salads from the garden. So the basil is for my stir fries. I'm not eating as many stir fries right now. But, I'm gonna let a lot of this flower because the bees are awesome. Bees are awesome. And there are weeds. Weed. Sorry, little bee, just pulling up the weed. God, this one looks like a bouquet. It's so tight and cool looking.
Purple plant.
Yeah, purple basil plant. You like that one?
Basil. Basil.
Basil.
Look at these. Basil.
Okay, let's go see over here. 2 Roma tomatoes in there. They're going huge. I can't do anything about them. I crammed in these tomatoes too much. I might try and move them over. Now that I have this room, yeah, I should probably move one of those over to there.
What are the grapes?
Yeah, the grapes, they were all eaten by deer. My thesis is the deer are not scared that we're home. They were getting more brave while we were gone. So you'll see some of these are starting to grow leaves and stuff again. Just gonna let them go wild. I really need to find out what's causing that. That is upsetting. I've not seen that in my 2 years of growing grapes. Somehow a tomato sucker got stuck in here. I might just let that grow. None of this is all years old seed for flower beds, free seeds, things like that. None of it grew. Kind of a bummer.
Look at these flowers.
This grape on the rebound as well. I need to pot up, mound up that potato and that potato and that potato. Looks like there's 3. There might be a 4th one there that aren't mounded. Oh, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that'll be the first thing we do. Let's go look at the birdies' beds. Here's Jane's flowers. Look at your flowers, Jane. They're doing great.
I got these from the hardware store, and they look very pretty.
Yeah, they do, don't they? So the cucumbers, since we set them free last week, are just going gangbusters. It's just amazing. They're very happy. I am seeing rabbits and squirrels try to get to them, but I think it's just too much for them at this point. There are plenty of large cucumbers in here. I'm picking one every 4 or 5 days using my salads. Look at that. Look at that cucumber, Jane.
It's so big.
This is all big. So that's exciting. This will be this week's cucumber.
Oh, and a flower.
Yeah, there's flowers on there. Very happy with the cucumber patch. It's been a couple years since I had successful cucumbers, so this really warms my heart. Let's look at the birdies' beds. What's this thing called, Jane?
It is a tub truck.
It's a tub trug. So I looked up these carrots. I thinned them last week, and then I looked at my garden journal. Very happy I did that this year. And they're not actually due to be taken out for another couple weeks. They're very slow going, these carrots. So I'm good. I'm happy about that. They're going great. Now that they've been thinned out, and I think they have 2 more weeks of growing, that should really give me some nice carrots. I have this half of the bed. I'm sort of debating what to do with it. I'm just letting the old radish tops and everything compost into the dirt for more nutrients. I will redo this whole bed once I pull the carrots, and I'm not sure with what. Maybe some more radishes because they're so fast growing and I love them and they're so delicious. Also, I could get a whole other batch of radishes before I start fall planting stuff, so I think that's what we're gonna try to do. I might even, it's tempting to just do it right now, but I want to get this dirt level back up and some more nutrients in the bed first. Here we have what was once our onion and celery bed and is now just our onion bed. They were thinned last week. They got basically perfect weather. They're very happy. Jane is eating onions.
Hi, I love these onions.
Yeah, they're really yummy. and it's doing great. The corn, you can see where the top of the hoops were that were constraining it when I left, and how much it's grown in the last week since we showed, and it's crazy. This one got knocked over, which worries me. It's broken, I think. Yeah, but maybe it'll heal. That kind of worries me that a squirrel or something is trying to get in here. But these are too tall for them at this point, I think. I guess I could climb my post there. I don't know. Also, when I removed the... There's some peppers. When I removed the netting, some of the corn had been relying on the netting, and so it was not strong enough to stand on its own, so it sort of fell over. So I had to put some poles in here, like that one. I think that stuff's strengthened up. I'll put the pole here for this one now. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I think that this corn happened to hit its max height in the hoops while I was gone, and it got a little weak because of it, and that is a problem. But all in all, it's working. Look, there's corn stalks developing here. It's crazy. I don't know though, because it's already got seeds. I don't know how corn works. I know nothing about it. I had never even watched a single video. I'm very happy with the volume of green though. Bush beans have retreated, if anything. They were up here last week. I reworked them. And there are some beans. Here's some beans. So I think we might get some beans out of it. I tried to tell them to go more towards the corn. I don't know. This is not, like I said last week, this is not a great setup for the beans. I should have interlaced the beans and the corn, so the beans were climbing the corn.
There's some beans.
Yeah, there's a couple beans. So we'll see what we can get out of that. It's not ideal. It's a shame. Here's the peppers. All the new peppers are taking off better. The pepper bed is going nicely. It's summer. There's some giant jalapenos in there. I can see a bunch more shishitos. Hopefully we'll get a shishito meal out of this week. Yeah, I'm no longer worried about those little ones over there. They are going well. So yeah, all right. I think the first order of business is to mound up the potato plants, which means we have to go to the dirt pile. Jane, you want to go to the dirt pile?
Yeah.
Let's get the wheelbarrow first. Let's go. Well, it looks like of the 5 that I thought needed mounding up, only 2 are actually potato plants. Those 3 failed. That one's only growing a weed, so into the compost that stuff goes. Maybe we'll grow potatoes in the compost. Yeah. The other thing I learned is that this soil, just generally speaking, has been too thick. It's working. Things are growing in it, obviously, but I would like it fluffier. Which I think, this is supposedly 50-50 topsoil and compost. Definitely a lot of compost because it was not fully composted and everything. So I'm gonna try and fluff this stuff up a little bit before I use it. And yeah, obviously now that I only have 2 I got way too much soil here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the rest, and I'm just gonna put it into that birdie's bed in the empty spot there. Crab and lobster shell and blood meal and worm castings to get it to a decent balance, but way more cocoa core than usual. That is my MO for right now. All right, last 2 potatoes mounded up. 3 that failed are going to compost. All the extra dirt has raised this bed up. Not enough, but getting some nutrients in there, watered it in, mulched it. I could plant something in there now, but I don't know, man. This soil, it stinks. It clearly works. I have to use a lot of cocoa coir to make it feel fluffy. So, I mean, I'm going to use it up, which means I got to order more cocoa coir and more amendments, because to finish up the dirt pile in the summer, turn over to fall and fill these up. I'm going to use all that up and all the amendments, and I'll be done with that dirt. I'm not buying dirt from those people again. I don't know what I'll do for next year, but you know, I'm not going to be making tons of new beds next year, so I could probably get by just with bagged dirt. I hate the bags. I don't know. Maybe I'll buy some from somewhere else. It's the only organic 50-50 mix I could find in the region. So it's a real dilemma. All right, so I just got rid of the broccolis, and that's gonna be my walkway now to trim. I put plugs on all those irrigation emitters, so those are just tubes now. They're not really dripping anymore, and I can get in that way so I can trim all of the tomato plants, get the suckers off, bring the hooks down on the ones that got tall. You know, this whole system is great, but it really is predicated on all the tomatoes getting tall at the same time, so you can unhook them and move them over one and then weave them. But I'm planting 8 different varietals, so they're all different like growing speeds and heights, and so some of them have hit the top, and like this one here still has a foot to go, so I can't really do the weave, so I'm just sort of like kind of winging it, trying to move them around to like get them all so they have more space to grow. But I think they're good for another week. Some of them are growing a lot, and there's a lot of huge tomatoes in there. You can see some like right there, for example, just tons, probably like 2 or 3 dozen huge tomatoes. So that's great. Let's go pick some peppers. It's pepper season. One plant, the shishito, is going crazy, and the jalapeno is going crazy, but I don't need that many jalapenos. I actually cut the jalapeno plant back a bit. There are some really nice bell peppers growing in there. Over there. And then all the new pepper plants are coming up. They're behind, but they are growing nicely now. So we will have some good hot peppers. God, look at all those. Look at all those jalapenos. I'm just gonna leave those. And we'll have some good hot peppers in another few weeks. Next, I'm going to try and plant these sunflowers again, because I'm bummed they're not growing. And I'm going to put some screens over them. That ground might not be the best place for it. It's very, very wet. It rained a lot last night. I think it's getting all the drainage from this hill. So then maybe they didn't even get eaten. Maybe they just rotted. But they sprung up fast last time, and I'm in town now, so I'm gonna watch them this time. They should spring up by next week, and we'll see what happens. radishes aren't really a summer crop, but A, they're super delicious. B, they're very fast growing radishes, and I still have a few weeks on those carrots, so there's not a lot I can do with this bed, and I just want to see what happens. I guess that's C. And C, I just want to see what happens. So we added some more radishes here. Next, we're going to plant some loofahs. I had really good luck with loofah last year, so I want to try it again. It's supposed to be a summer plant. I planted it too early last year. I don't know. We'll see. These three, they attach them to the irrigation. I'll leave them there until they grow a little taller, and then I'll try and figure out where to put them. I want to put them like sort of on these pillars going up to the porch and across, but I would have to run drip over here. I can definitely do that one there. Those two of them I have to move, so I'm going to think about that. I wanted to plant some fennel. This is where I planted the fennel and it failed. I just added some ginger root to that. We're going to see how ginger root does in that. We got these two that were also broccoli. I'll try some fennel in them. Don't know where to put them. I can put them back where they were. It would be nice to have some fennel, even a couple. I'm going to do that. I want to put fennel in these. I got some time. Definitely did a little bit of redundant work plugging up those emitters and then replugging them in, but it's 2 there instead of 5. There's definitely still room to get back there and trim those tomatoes. So I'm feeling good about that. Got some fennel planted. New fennel, new radishes, new luffa planted. Very exciting. Still gotta figure out what to do about the baby bok choy. Oh, geez, I should plant it over there. Next week. That is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to talking to you guys next week. Thank you for watching and take care.